Good afternoon, Mrs. Loman.
Good afternoon.
So today I have a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay. What was the motivation for you and your organization to start a scholarship fund for young people in our community?
Well, I thought that there was a need, that we have so many people. Our title is The Village, the Legacy. We have so many young people who don't have the resources to go to, whether it's technical school or college or nursing school, and we felt that they needed help. So we thought that we would help them by sponsoring the luncheon and then taking all the net proceeds and donating it to college scholarships.
Can you go over with me the first event that you all had for the community?
Yes, it was at Spring Valley Country Club. We had to turn away about 40 people. We had so many coming, and we honored two octogenarians. They both were like 85 and 86 years old, Mary Solomon and Lavonia Atkinson, who are now has transitioned. But they always gave service to children, to our youth in the community, to the neighborhoods. They both were former teachers and taught for like 40 years. And then after they finished teaching, they still gave to the community and gave back. So we wanted to honor them for their service.
How would you describe the expansion of your organization compared to the beginning when you guys first started versus now?
Well, when we started, like I said, we thought we'd have perhaps 150 people at the most, and it turned out that we had maybe it was over 200 or something. And so each year we've grown up maybe 25 or 30 people, and each year we've made more and more money. And like for instance, this year we had a lot of activities scheduled today, but people were so generous that they donated, and so this luncheon will be the most successful thus far financially.
Can you tell me something about the honorees and how they were selected?
The committee meets and we look in at the community who has done service, not somebody working for a corporation and it's their job to do, go into the community and donate monies, but people who go into their own pockets and do. So we meet and we make a decision. This year we have Jamal Bradley, who started the Juneteenth celebration with the parade and honoring the Juneteenth year, well, the Juneteenth and when it happened. We also have Dr. Gary Bethay. He's a dentist in town, and on Tuesdays, I think it's Tuesdays, he does free dental work for those people who cannot afford it. So we have some very good honorees, and like Roger Brasley, that's donated over $2 million worth of products to the Eau Claire community. So the list goes on and on.
Well, thank you so much for going in depth with me about your organization and how you guys have fulfilled your goals. This event is absolutely beautiful, and thank you for letting me interview
Thank you,
you.
young lady. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mrs. Pam Grant.
Good afternoon.
Today I have a few questions for you about the organization itself. So I want to go into further detail about how you have impacted this organization.
Okay. I am the decorator, okay? That's always my yearly charge. We've been in business for about 14 years, I'm sure. Mrs. Loman explained that. Our focus is education. We're really big on education. We think it changes lives, makes a difference, and I'm just delighted to see young folks out taking a part of this and seeing what other generations do to give back to the community.
Thank you for talking with us today.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for being here and being supportive of this great effort.
Of course.
Good morning, Miss Newman. How do you feel about your brother being an honoree today?
How do I
feel about it? Do you not need to speak into the microphone? I'm just honored and overwhelmed that so many people have shown so much love and kindness for Brian. Brian was absolutely a bright light and touched a lot of people's lives, and it is amazing and humbling to see all those people remembering him so fondly and taking their time, money, efforts to do something in his memory. He absolutely would have appreciated that.
My another question is, how would you, what would he think about this occasion? How would you think of
Brian was, like I said, a bright light, but with a good dose of humility. So I don't know that he necessarily would have wanted to be the center of attention, but he would have accepted it, embraced it, enjoyed it. And he always said, "You only live once." YOLO was his thing. He would have partied.
Okay, thank you for your time today in honor of him.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, today I'll be asking you a few questions about the organization and your feelings about it. So, how has the organization, in your eyes, influenced and helped out the community?
The organization has influenced and helped out the community by just the fact of recognizing those who have accomplished great things in the community and many things that might otherwise go unnoticed. And this organization has been very wonderful and special in highlighting positive things in the community and being a good example for others.
Are you an honoree for this organization?
And my son Brian DeQuincy Newman is an honoree. He's being honored posthumously, has been honored posthumously. He passed on January the 3rd of this year, 2023, at the age of 40. And he was a city councilman, did great things, and was my youngest son.
How do you plan to put an important step in his legacy? How do you plan to embrace that for others?
Yeah, it was a very odd twist of things. Typically, a son seeks to follow in the legacy of his or her parents, and certainly Brian had the opportunity to follow in the legacy of his uncle, the late Senator Reverend Dr. I. DeQuincy Newman, who we named him after. His life was an inspiration, and at the age of 40, he developed a great legacy for all of us to follow, including me.
Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry for your loss.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and best wishes as you embark on this great career.
Thank you.
It's about 800 words, and you know what? 3 words. Well, let me say that again. You know what? 5 words come up ever so often in her bio. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Other than that in your bio. She's so dope because she's poured into our young people for a very long period of time. She's been the Orangeburg School District 5 Teacher of the Year. I'm a product of Orangeburg School District 5, and so we thank you. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Gamma Nu Omega Chapter Member of the Year. That's impressive.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Today, I would like to ask you a few questions about being an honoree for the organization. How has this organization and being involved overall impacted your life?
This organization has impacted my life because they believe exactly what I believe. They believe in serving individuals, especially young people. I love the fact that they award scholarships, and so this is so dear to my heart, being an educator, and I will always be in support of this organization for the work that it does.
How can you express the way that the organization has made an impact for our community?
Again, it's made an impact based on the fact that it does give scholarships. It awards individuals who are out working and serving the community. And that's very important because, you know, sometimes when you're in your own country, you just don't get honored by the people that you know and that you work with or that you serve. And so it's just an honor to be here where they are honoring the people that are working and serving the community of Columbia, South Carolina, and Richland County.
Thank you so much for these answers.
Projects. His practice is located at 4760 Hardscrabble Road, and please reach out to him for all of your needs. Give him a round of applause.
Good morning, Dr. Bethea. How do you feel about being one of the honorees to this program?
I feel blessed as always. It's good to be recognized. I think it's a blessing. I'm honored, and just to be able to, for people to recognize things that you do, and you don't do these things for recognition, but when people recognize it, it's always great and it's encouraging. So, you know, I definitely would take this as, you know, encouragement to continue to try to be a part of the community.
How does this affect your life?
So it's just further encouragement that you know you never know who's watching, but just to continue to just try to make an impact and to be able to give back to others, and hopefully that they'll continue to do the same.
It's been bringing the community together for 7 years. Keep it going. I want to be here when it's 70 years old. He's an active member of his community, involved in various charitable initiatives and civic engagements, a proud husband to his wife and father to his daughter. He understands the importance of family. He's very passionate for culture and extends beyond African American history and into a love for all cultures and their unique traditions. None other than Jamal Bradley.
Good morning, Mr. Bradley. Good morning. Tell me a little bit about yourself first.
My name is Jamal Bradley. I'm the president and founder of the South Carolina Juneteenth Freedom Festival. I've been hosting the event for what will be 8 years coming up next year, and it's been an honor.
Okay, good. So my next question is, how has being an honoree impacted your life?
Anytime you're doing anything that people can recognize, it definitely has an impact. It lets you know that the work that you're doing doesn't go unnoticed.
And I think that's it. Thank you for your time today.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. I have a few questions for you regarding the organization. How have you being an honoree for the organization impacted your life?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be here. It takes a village to raise a child, and a lot of the individuals who founded this organization are a part of my village. It's a good day. My Gamecocks are going to beat Georgia in a couple of hours. But I'm just glad to see a lot of people I haven't seen in a very long time and get those hugs and kisses and, spend some time with people like you.
What can you say has impacted the organization to grow as much as it has?
Well, you got to be consistent. COVID took a lot of people out, a lot of organizations out, but you got to be consistent and intentional and purposeful. And I think that when you do things like we're doing today, you show that intentionality, you show you're being purposeful. And so I look forward not just to next year's, but the next 5 years of doing events like this to grow.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.